Welcome back to Law Earp with Top Shelf Law. I'm Kay.
And I'm Jay. Yeah.
How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling, man.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to put it. Feeling.
I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling all the feels.
Yeah, it's been a rough, and not in a bad way, but it's been a rough few days, I think. Just there's been a lot of emotions to cycle through, to try and process. I think I could probably speak for everybody when I say we're not there yet. We haven't gone through it all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it started with just pure joy and happiness.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're in gratitude, and then you're back into being angry.
And then sad.
And then sad.
Frustrated.
But then you're back to being thankful
Yeah.
and happy. And it's just good old toboggan ride.
Yeah, it's so good.
So good.
But truly, I think if there was an overwhelming feeling that I came away with after 4/12, it was gratitude. And I think, we've mentioned that on our Twitter a lot the last few days, but I think it's true. I don't know that I've ever been so incredibly grateful for an episode of television in my life.
Oh, it was perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. I can't think of a TV show that I've been like, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
No, like this one, it touched all four.
Yeah.
I mean, it had it all.
It did. It truly, I don't think there was anything that anybody would have changed. I don't think there's anything that anyone would have done differently. I think it was magic.
Wouldn't have changed a note.
Wouldn't have changed a note.
My man.
I know. Isn't he the greatest?
He really is.
So, I know you love him.
Can we talk about John Henry?
Oh, wait, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, first I want to talk about, I love John Henry in a suit.
I know you do.
Like, so at the end of season 1, he was in that, they had the party, he was in that, black and navy suit.
Yes.
Top shelf.
Very good.
And then they
Very
had
classy.
him back in that dark navy suit for the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And he just looked
scrumptious.
Splendid. I mean, truly. And so I just definitely been in my feelings about good old John Henry.
I know you have.
But I think we should go back and talk about the whole Doc and Waverly scene, which that's what made me cry.
I mean, right off. Like, let's not waste any time with the tears, truly.
That got me immediately. I mean, after they were like, oh, by the way, axe murder.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, before we get into Doc and Waverly, we were sitting here watching the episode, you guys, and my jaw was like dropped open in the first two minutes. Do you remember? I feel like you were looking at me and you just laughed because it was like, what is going on?
They never lead us astray.
No, I know.
They knew we needed some sort of really just bizarre scene just to be like, come on, Earpers. We'll be fine.
This is still Wynonna Earp.
This is still Wynonna Earp.
Yeah.
I mean, that was unexpected because all the previews that they've been showing were like the opening scene.
Right.
Plot twist.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that
so
was
good though.
Fantastic. And I was like, all right, thank you, Emily.
Yeah. Got us going.
We all needed that.
Heart rates are elevated. Let's get right into it.
Just an axe murder, wedding axe murder we all need. Things I didn't know we needed, but
right?
Yeah, I truly did. Yeah. But yeah, going to that scene with Doc and Waverly.
Her asking him to be the best man.
You're the best man.
Yeah, you're the best man I know. Not perfect, but trying.
That's all any of us can.
Right? And she's always just had such faith in him.
Since day one.
Since day one. I mean, you go back to the very first or second episode, and her saying to him, I'm a good judge of character.
And even Doc wasn't sure of that. He did not believe in his own character at that time, but Waverly did.
Mm-hmm.
And I love him.
I love him, but I especially love their relationship, and I think it's come so far from the beginning. But at the same time, it's always had this same note to it. There's always just been this underlying faith in Doc from Waverly's perspective, and then this very warm love from Doc, which you don't always get from him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. No matter what was going on with him and Wynonna,
Mm-hmm.
um, or even, Doc and Nicole's relationship,
Right.
when he found out all that stuff. What would you call it? Would you say it was like brother, sister, confidants? I mean, how would you how would you define that relationship?
That's a tough question. I don't know that I would say. I mean, I guess maybe in a way it feels like a much older brother.
So I think they call that significantly older.
Yeah, significantly older brother. But kind of in that way, it's just no matter, like you said, no matter what has always been going on with Doc and Wynonna, or Doc and Dolls, or Doc and Nicole, he's always been there for Waverly. And I think his loyalty to her is something that I've always loved about their relationship.
In so many ways, he's been Waverly's shield.
Yeah.
I mean, he followed her into the garden. I mean, he did all of these things, and he's always looked out for her, but she's also done the same for him. I mean, it's just a very um, mutual admiration, a loving friendship.
Yeah. Yeah. Making sure Doc got to see Alice.
Ugh.
Um, yeah, before she was taken away, Waverly, like, making sure that Perry waited. I thought that was a really significant moment. And then also, in the alternate universe episode when he dies, and at that time, Waverly doesn't recognize what his significance is to her, but it still causes her immense grief. And I think that that just goes to show that their connection and their love for each other is true.
It's very deep.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, actually, now that we're talking about this. I know Emily's got a long game.
Oh, absolutely. I don't doubt that.
So, what is the long game there?
I don't know.
Were they connected before? I mean, look at all the beautiful episodes she's done. Like you said, the alternate universe.
Mm-hmm.
So she's done these different spaces in time, reality. What is their connection?
Right.
I feel like it is that deep of a connection.
Yeah, that it could be more than
like,
just.
Yeah, like Waverly and Nicole are soulmates.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
was, evident in it's always been evident, but in the alternate universe one. I mean, that really hit that home. So I'm really curious to see what Emily's going to do in the future with that.
Me too. I'm always curious to see what stories Emily's going to tell. I know I'll love all of them.
She's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So all of them are. It's amazing how they weave it all together.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought that this episode did a great job of kind of tying up Doc and Waverly's relationship and just showing that Waverly has always been the person to believe in him,
Well, going back to one of the mini proposals, Jeremy was like, in season 3, like, I'm the maid of honor. I'm your best man, like that whole joke right in there.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeremy performing the wedding. I know we're going to get into the wedding in a little bit, but I thought that was great. But seeing Doc, be the person that stood up for her, like,
yeah,
I did not see that coming.
No, and I was like, when it happened, I was like, that was perfect. It couldn't have been anybody else.
And just the whole, that got me right away. Like, I didn't know I needed that, but I deeply needed that.
Same.
God. And then John Henry in blue.
Yeah, you do love some daddy blue eyes and some blue.
Oh,
I mean, whether it's a suit or a jean jacket,
it just dresses up well. Like,
is it the hat, you think? Does the hat do anything for you?
Actually, it's the scruff.
Oh, okay.
It's the hair. Like, I'm okay with the hat, but like when he takes the hat off and like he's a little scruffy and the mustache, like, I don't know what it is. He's just got, I think he just has just got this deep sense of history.
Yeah.
Experience.
You love it.
I love it. It's like he's just got so much to share. And a love for rock and roll.
Yeah, and that. Well, another relationship that I think tends to not get a ton of attention. I mean, it does in its own way, but one that I thought was highlighted really well in this episode was the relationship between Nicole and Nedley.
Mm-hmm.
I cried with Doc and Waverly, but also when Nedley comes in and Nicole asks him to walk her down the aisle, I was bawling, immediately bawling. I mean, it brought me to tears. I thought it was so beautiful and such an important moment, not only for him, but for her as well. Um, like she said, he's been walking beside her whole life. And I think that's true. He was there for her in the beginning. He saved her. And even when she didn't know it, he was always looking out for her and keeping an eye on her. And I think one of the biggest reasons, and I'm sure there's probably people out there that would identify with it, is you have people like Nedley who aren't necessarily, you're not related to Nicole. There's no familial relationship there, but it's when you have people like this that step into these roles to fill that void that might be missing for one reason or another. I mean, there could be a number of reasons why, but to have him step in and be that father figure to her, I just think it's beautiful and so much deserved for her, and such a wonderful return of love for him as well.
Well, just acknowledging that, blood doesn't make you family.
Right.
And I think you touched on it, that, sometimes people have to step up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when maybe your biological parents can't. And another prong is something happens.
Right.
Everybody's kind of got their own vision of, a wedding day or a ceremony or something like that, if that's what people choose. But the significance of having someone there to love you and support you, whether it's for a ceremony or a graduation, or just moments
in life generally.
Yeah.
Too.
And maybe the people that raised you have passed, or maybe you just can't, like in Nicole's situation, her parents they're different people.
Right.
I think we all have that thought of, well, what if something happens? Who would stand up? Who would I go to? Where would I go?
Right.
And I think that really got me.
Yeah.
Thinking about, like, heaven forbid something happened, like, well, who would I have walk me down the aisle?
Mm-hmm.
And it's that gets me.
Yeah. Well, I think also too, it's just that it's the question of wondering who, but then also if you know who it is, and having that safety, that security blanket in a way, like, even though the people that should be here and didn't step up aren't here, there is someone that's always going to be there for you. And I think Nicole appreciates that so very much. But I also think at the same time, Nedley loves her and he would do anything for her. And it's a very brief moment. Most of the moments between the two of them are, but I think they're so well done and they have such weight about them.
They're so significant.
Yes.
Too, like, going back a couple episodes when, Nicole was having doubts about her ability to be sheriff, and Nedley just, daddied her.
Yeah.
He played a great father figure right there for her, but also what he has modeled for her, she has modeled for Rachel.
Absolutely.
And I think that's so beautiful, and I want to see that explored in the future. And then, Nedley as Grandpa Nedley, kind of, it takes a village.
It takes a village, yeah, and absolutely.
To have someone in your life that can fill that role, and then I think the greatest gift is to turn around and be able to be that person for someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, I really truly believe the most important job in this world is being a parent. Whether that's biological, or by love, or mentorship even.
Right.
Just being that type of person that, helps someone along the way as they grow.
Right.
I just think it's the most beautiful thing, most precious thing.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. And, Rachel just got here. I want to see her relationship with Nicole explored more, with Waverly.
Yeah.
With everybody. I do think, obviously, the 18 months has created a different kind of bond between Rachel and Nicole, but I would love to see all of the interactions, especially the ones with her and Nedley. I think those will be very comedic and just pure, like, joyous.
Absolutely. And if she could sing every week,
Yeah, that would be great.
that'd be great. Yeah.
Wildwood, I'm fine with
Just
that.
on repeat.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that to drop.
Yep. Oh my God, I know. I'll just cry while I...
Just put it on and cry. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, can we talk about, like, just the most significant breakthrough ever?
Oh, who might you be talking about?
John Henry and Wynonna.
Wynonna Earp.
Wynonna Earp. Finally.
Oh
my God.
The angst was killing me.
Dude.
Like, never have I ever stressed so much over a heterosexual relationship.
That is so funny and so true.
It's so true.
Oh God, they're just beautiful together.
Yes.
Ugh.
Well, they're messy. They're not perfect.
They're real.
Yeah, they're absolutely real.
And they just love each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just ridiculous. And can we talk about just how, bless her heart, Wynonna had no idea
how to accept love?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it took Waverly being like, bro,
you love him.
And she's like, oh shit.
Oh fuck, I do.
Oh, yes. Yes. You do that so well.
Thanks.
Yeah, like it. I think it's a great kind of transformation of Wynonna, feeling like she was completely unlovable, had nothing to give, didn't love herself.
Well, and it's been that way since the beginning. You know, since she comes back, there is this chip on her shoulder, and then there's this weight on her shoulder from this burden that she's carrying, and then all of the things that she's having to do, and all the the demons that she's having to kill. And like at the end of the day, the way to keep your family safe is to kill people. That's your job.
And you give up your daughter.
Yeah, and you have to give up your daughter.
And you don't talk about it.
No, and so I just think she's doing all of these things time and time again. And I mean, we've kind of talked about it before when we got into 410, but it's just you do this enough, you start to think you might not be worthy of good things. And I think that's something that she has struggled with from the beginning. And I think it was just so beautiful and so like, oh my God, finally to just see her like admit it to herself, say it out loud, even when it wasn't to him. When she said it to Waverly, I'm like, thank you.
Oh, it was about time, because my dear John Henry has been waiting for that. He's felt it since day one. They both have. But he was waiting for it. Yeah. Like season 1, you can see it. Like they dance around. Like he was ready to commit. Like, and then she's just like, oh well. But that man. Of course, he couldn't say it first either. But
well, there's a real serious inability to communicate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So. I imagine traveling across North America on a motorcycle is going to help that a little bit.
You think? Very in close proximity. You're going to have to talk about some things.
You're going to have to talk. Yes, absolutely. It's a long ride to Cleveland.
Yeah. And, Miracles, Montana, however far away that is from them.
Can we talk about that? Because I'm like Team Alice showing up at some point.
Oh, I know. You were upset about that not happening.
I was, but I think it would have taken away. Yeah. It didn't need to be there.
I agree.
Because it deserves more.
Season 5,
man.
Down
Season
the road.
5.
Season 6. Who are we kidding?
Yeah. So I want to know, how old is Alice? Like,
what are her hobbies?
Yeah. Are you like really good with guns? And like a 3-year-old?
Do you throw knives? I mean, what's the deal here?
Yeah, talk to us. Do you have a mustache? Your eyes better be blue. Yeah, your eyes better be blue. Yeah, so I can't wait to see that dynamic. I want to see Doc and Wynonna be parents.
Me
specifically,
too.
I want to see Doc be a dad. Like,
Well, I mean, he kind of does that in a way with Waverly. So I think to see it with his own daughter would be...
melt your heart?
Yeah, just cry. Absolutely cry.
Yes.
But I think, this episode with them was just... I mean, for a minute there, I was heartbroken. Like, I was having a really hard time when he left the wedding, and she follows him, and then he gives that heartbreaking speech, and we wrote it down just because we thought it would be important to say it again, because I think it carries such weight. I mean, not only for their relationship and the show in general, but I think for everybody, all of the Earpers out there. So when Doc is talking to Wynonna, what he says, see, life is short, but it is long and it is lonely. So if you manage to find a group of souls that will tolerate you and elevate you, and one who will especially love you, well, that is all it's about. That is what the fight is really for. And I was blubbering like a little baby.
Yes, you were.
So bad. But in a way, what a love letter to the Earpers,
Completely.
I think for us, well, I won't speak for you. I'll let you say, but for me, I think that is a beautiful way to describe the friends and family I've found through this show. We haven't been doing this long. We started our fight on February 5th. But there are people that I know now that I can't imagine living my life without. They're some of the most incredibly kind, generous, thoughtful, loving human beings. And if it weren't for this show bringing this group of souls to me, I can't imagine it being any different.
Oh, I agree. I mean, it's serendipitous. Mm-hmm. It really is. It's brought the best people together and into our lives, and I echo all of your sentiments. I mean, just truly, like, how did we not know all of these people before?
Yeah.
Like, and to one day get to see them in person.
I'm going to cry.
Literally so cool.
I can't wait to hug all of you.
But I think it really hits home with you can't control the family you're born into.
Yeah.
Some of us are blessed in different ways.
Right.
I've been fortunate with having an amazing mother and having different father figures through my life. Mm-hmm. But I was the baby of the baby. So unfortunately, and I've shared this a little bit with you, my family's dying off. Mm-hmm. And it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's really overwhelming to think that one day I'll be alone.
Yeah.
And, like, I know you and I are for life.
Yeah.
I mean, we're family.
Five ever.
But I think about, the Earpers, and then just these beautiful people that we've been fortunate to have in our lives for years. They're found family.
Yeah.
No matter how you find each other, whether it's because you are on Twitter one day
fighting for a show,
fighting for a television show, or maybe you met through work, or
in college.
Maybe you were on a team.
Yeah.
I mean, it really shows you that you can retain the people that speak to your soul.
And I think it's important, and that it's important to do that. And don't let those people pass you by.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are never alone.
Yeah.
I know, especially right now with the pandemic, loneliness is such a predominant theme for so many people. But I think we're able to see that we are not alone, even in the moments that might feel the darkest, that there are people that love you and that are virtually surrounding you in so many ways. But this kind of family is eternal.
Absolutely.
It is, it's not conditional.
Yeah. Well, I think that, we talk about it being through Twitter and stuff like that, but I think that kind of highlights the beauty of it. Think about how close we are with some of these people, some of the friendships that we've cultivated, people that we now consider family. I haven't even met them, and I feel this way about them. Like, I think that just goes to show how strong these bonds are.
Oh, completely.
And it blows my mind every day, and I'm so very grateful.
And you're measuring someone's soul on their kindness, their words,
Mm-hmm.
their actions. You know, it really allows you to just cut to the heart of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, we laugh together, we cry together. It really goes for the best pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great point. It's not this.
It's not superficial. There's nothing superficial
No,
about
and
it.
it's not this stagnant line. You know, like the emotions that we're all experiencing together are very heightened. And to go through that with people and to come out on the other side and to only feel stronger, I think that says so much about this community.
Oh, I agree completely, and I'm forever grateful for Emily.
Me too.
And her vision and the team that she brought together. I mean, this is a different story if in casting she, you know, grabs some people that maybe aren't the best of us.
Mm-hmm.
But she truly brought in some good humans, and I'm speechless.
She created lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, you're never, and you know, you could call it luck, but I would never disgrace Emily's name that way. I think she's brilliant. I think she's incredible. I think she's very intentional about the stories that she wants to tell and who she wants to help her tell it. And I think she did a remarkable job. And
yeah.
I mean, and the cast and the writers and the crew, all of them, of course, but it starts with one, you know, and I just am very grateful for all that she's done.
It's a top-down approach. That's her leadership, and that's why leadership is so important.
Yeah.
Because she leads with empathy, kindness, and humor,
Yeah.
and humility.
Mm-hmm.
And that is contagious. And, you know, she works so hard, and the harder she works, the luckier she gets.
Right. Yeah.
So she's cultivated that. She's created that for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope we can continue to share that message with more and more and more people as the Earper community continues to grow.
If everybody were just like Earpers, man,
the world would be a much better place.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it though?
It'd be a lot funnier.
It would be so much more enjoyable.
You know, like Earpers, truly, it's such a diverse community.
Mm-hmm.
I know we talk a lot about like it being the queer community and stuff like that. No, like there are Earpers from all walks of life.
Yeah.
All parts of the globe.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we can all get along, come on, we can do anything.
Yeah. Well, I think it just sets a beautiful example.
Truly.
And I am hopeful that more people will follow it in the future.
Absolutely. I think it takes a Canadian woman to pave the way.
Yeah.
And the rest of us will follow.
Exactly.
The rest of us can be Doc Holliday.
There you go.
On the back of a motorcycle.
Exactly.
Holding on tight to Wynonna.
Yep.
I do love that though. I know we briefly touched on that scene and
mm-hmm.
and the emotions around it more importantly, but what a man. John
what
Henry.
A man.
I know this is like my love letter to John Henry. But the fact that he
didn't think twice about
it.
Which also just another nod and thank you to Emily. Like, you didn't have to say a word, and you said so much.
Mm-hmm. And he's gonna be such a good girl dad.
Oh,
God, I melt my heart. Okay. Oh, John Henry.
Yeah,
I love you.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
It's literally perfect.
I've said that word a lot, but yes. I don't think that there's a better one to describe the episode. So.
No, and I found myself going back and watching different pieces like of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, we watched it, and then we rewatched it, and then we rewatched it. But like, I would watch the wedding. I would go back and watch the Wynonna doc parts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are just so many good little snippets that you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can just go straight to that, and just cry.
Yeah.
And laugh, and then cry again.
Right.
I mean, just John Henry getting on the back of that motorcycle.
Did it for you, huh?
shoving that hat in the saddle, little side pouch thing. Whew, that poor hat.
Oh, I know. Well,
Speaking of wells.
well. Should we talk about the wedding to end all weddings? I don't know that I could get through it without crying.
Okay,
I'm at the very beginning.
Okay. I will let everyone know. I mean, we've both already gotten a little emotional on this. But let's see if we can have. Oh, I see it. The wedding waterworks. Okay, let me ask you, why?
Why?
What? I'm gonna cry now too. Here we go.
I'm struggling.
I think everyone knew it was gonna happen, but let's just go there first. Why?
I think the biggest reason it makes me so emotional is it shows us what we deserve.
Darn right, man.
You know?
You deserve that. You truly do. We all do. And I think for us to see people that love like us, getting a happy ending is so powerful.
And I just think, like, I've said it a lot, but I can't help but be so eternally grateful for Emily telling that story. Because if that story had been told to me when I was 13, 14 years old, it would have changed my life.
Yeah.
I think it would have made me a lot stronger. And I think one of the reasons I'm so grateful is now it's there, it exists. And I think it's going to be such a light for so many young people. People of all ages, really. I mean, I don't want to exclude anybody, but when you're young and you don't know what's going on, but you see something like that, I mean, to see that like, oh, that's okay, that can happen. That's not wrong it's not wrong to feel this way. Like, it's beautiful. It's perfect.
Truly. Well, you were a lot younger when you realized what was going on than I was.
Yeah.
I was a little slow on the uptake. But
well, we all get there at different times.
We do. We all get there when we need to.
Yeah.
So I don't know like what that would have looked like for me, but I know what it looks like for me at 37, and I'm like, well, that just might be the nicest wedding I think I've ever seen. And like, wow, I could do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things you're like,
I want that.
I want that.
Yeah.
You know, be surrounded by the people that you love the most.
Mm-hmm.
And just have a beautiful, joyous Alberta wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, truly. So, God, I wish I knew you when you were a lot younger.
Right? Just a very scared kid.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Mm. But I think and of course, you know, it's a nod from Emily to all the Earpers out there. But I thought both of the vows were beautiful, but the one that gets me every time is when Waverly says, I thank goodness every day for that bulletproof vest. And I think that's just such a big deal.
Yeah. I think it's so symbolic of, well, Emily, you know, saying, hey, we're not going to bury the gays.
We're going to marry the gays.
We're going to marry the gays. Hashtag we're going to marry the gays. But I think for our own lives, us wearing bulletproof vests and deciding that we're not going to hide, that we're going to be our authentic selves.
Have a strong and mighty love.
Yes. Yeah, yes. I mean, I think it's just so symbolic of us being like, no, we are worthy to have happy endings.
And we deserve to see those stories for ourselves.
You know, we're Wynonna. You know, we are Wynonna, realizing that we are worthy of love.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Just because, you know, our love looks different to some people, it's still the same at its core.
Yeah.
To me, I think that's when gay marriage was such a big thing. Like, it was like, people think that I'm an equal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, I pay my taxes, but they also think I can go get married too.
Right. And, you know, whatever your individual stance is on marriage or
Yeah.
anything, you know, all are valid. But I think for both of us, we talked a little bit about it in the live chat that we had last time, but I think it's just the opinion, and Obergefell really does, I think, sum it up very well, that it's not our ideal to disrespect the institution of marriage. It's just that we hold it in such high esteem that we want it for ourselves.
Absolutely. And I think for us, from our backgrounds and our families, the religious aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not
We'll
just
get into
for
that in
us.
another episode.
We'll get
just
that
so
into
you
that
know.
in another episode, but just looking at the, hey, no, do you guys see, like, the government thinks that we can get married.
Yeah.
Like, so I think, you know, I think looking at that, you know, looking at relatives and extended families and I mean, come on, it's not just, you know, this state or that state. It's the United States.
Mm-hmm.
But just how significant, you know, that is. So seeing a wedding on television, you know, not just a ceremony, but a wedding. They went and got paperwork from my girl Jan Arden.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you know, people decide, a lot of people decide, you know, not to get married
Mm-hmm.
or maybe just, you know, go to the courthouse or send the
Right.
paperwork. But the whole purpose is freedom of choice.
Right.
You have the opportunity. No one's telling you can't do it
Yeah.
because you're different.
If you want to, you can.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we're gonna have a whole nother episode on this, but I'm just gonna go there. Like interracial marriage, loving v Virginia in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's not as long ago as people think.
No.
Which is terrible.
No. You know, Clarence Thomas, Justice Clarence Thomas, could not have married his wife back in 1963.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't until 68 till it went to the Supreme Court. Like, look around. I mean, just giving people
the opportunity to be a part of something.
Opportunity. That's the key word.
Yeah.
It's just, if you want to partake. If there's somebody that you love deeply and you feel called to marry them,
you can.
You can.
And I think that, you know, the first time we watched it, I mean, I was all nothing but tears.
Yeah, you were.
Because
I kept peeking, like I'd watch and I look at you and
it was bad. I was having a hard time seeing the television.
I know. I kept watching. Like, I was like, all right, is she okay? Do I need to, like... All right, okay, we're okay. She's still breathing.
Yep.
Okay, I think she can still see. Okay, we're okay. Okay. And like, I just kept peeking at you, just make okay.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But the first time watching, I was in such awe, you know, because I think, I mean, we could talk about it in circles and go on and on and on and forever, but just at the end of the day, you know, queer women have not been represented well on television. They're the first ones to be killed off. And I think to just see a love portrayed so purely and to have them come together in front of people from 160-something-year-old cowboy standing there, not being able to wait to witness them get married, you know, and Wynonna and Nedley and Jeremy and Rachel. I think it was just so beautiful and it was magical, and I don't think that there's anything I would have changed. There's nothing I would have done differently. I thought it was incredible.
It was
The
so
hand fasting.
oh, the hand fasting. Can we talk about that tweet?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm done twittering because Emily retweeted it. I mean, it's just end of story.
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome. But no, like, hand fasting, like, I'm familiar with it. Like, I know a lot of people respond to the tweet and are, you know, pagan, Wiccan, you know, have a, you know, an understanding and appreciation or practice of that. But also, I understand from the historical perspective as well. You know, in parts of Scotland, you know, it's Celtic as well.
Yeah.
But parts of Scotland, like, you know, the minister can't make it around, but maybe once a year.
Right.
You know, so seeing that and understanding that a lot of people that weren't allowed to marry legally would hand fast. You know, very similar to jumping the broom.
Right.
And you know, when slaves weren't allowed to marry, they would just go have a ceremony and jump the broom. So I thought that just Emily incorporating that historical significance was just so beautiful. And
would you expect anything less of her?
no, gosh, no, it's Emily. She's amazing. She's brilliant. So I thought that was just a cool piece.
Yeah.
And it was just gorgeous. It just like just the visual aspect of seeing them, you know, the binding
bound together.
Yes. But also knowing the historical aspect and that nod to those that have come before them that didn't have the legal privilege,
right,
to be able to get married. Just was, it was breathtaking. It was just so
magic.
Yes, it was magic. It truly was, and it was just so authentic to the characters, their family, and getting married on the homestead.
Perfect.
Like, seriously, I know I told you and Dee this, but I want to build a replica homestead, like, in real life.
I'm there for it.
Like,
let's get property.
To it. Let's go build a replica.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, but seriously.
Okay.
I'm
ready.
Life size, like a real house.
Okay.
Glad we talked about it.
It's settled.
Start saving. We'll go find some land.
Perfect.
Okay.
I think I did pretty good on that. I didn't get teared up too much, just a little bit.
I got a little emotional too.
Yeah.
Several parts during this that I've gotten emotional.
Yeah.
I just think it's just so significant of a show to wrap up season 4.
I couldn't have asked for a better ending to the season. Truly, I mean, I think, you know, there is this fear that it might not return, and if that were the case, then I think it was the most beautiful ending. But I am very hopeful. I don't think that that's the case. So what I will say about the season is, I think if you had asked me to come up with an ending, not in a million years could I have dreamt up something that perfect and that beautiful.
You know, I was thinking about that, you know, going back and thinking about Nicole walking into Shorty's and that whole scene transpiring. Like, I couldn't have pictured a more perfect wedding. Honestly, I mean, it was the happy ending.
Yeah.
And I love that they were bold enough to say, no, we need to go ahead and do this. We don't know what's going on, but, you know, several articles said that, you know, Emily was like, I just had this gut feeling that I needed to do it this way.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Regardless what's happened, this cannot be taken away.
Yeah, it's here to stay.
You know, they can't, you know, break a contract.
Right.
No, it's out there. It's there. It exists. And
well, we have it forever.
It's a full page spread on the LA Times.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's a big deal. It's a big freaking deal.
It's a big deal for so many reasons.
Well, and literally almost a year earlier, because I think Schitt's Creek's last episode was April 8th.
Yes.
Of 2020, and they ended it with a wedding. Sorry if I just ruined that for everybody, but I think the majority of people have seen or knows what happens at the end of Schitt's Creek. But you see a marriage between two men.
Yeah.
And it was perfect and true to them. And then a year and a day later,
A marriage between two women.
a marriage between two women. And you know what? Eat shit eaters. Like, heck yes.
Yeah.
Heck yes. And it takes the Canadians to do it.
Absolutely. Who else?
Like and
We're moving, guys, just so you know.
Yes, we are all packing up and going as soon as they open the borders.
Uh-huh.
Emily, we're going to be living in your basement in the non-creepy way. I'm just kidding. We're just kidding.
We're just going to move to Toronto or somewhere near there.
Toronto, Calgary.
Honestly, anywhere.
Van City, anywhere. Actually, this is random, but I'm thinking about all the beautiful places in Canada. So when Perry took Alice off, where did you think they went? Because I had a place in my mind. I want to know what that place looked like to you.
Like what it looked like, or
Like,
like
where did
actually
they go?
like a
Like-
location?
Yeah, like
Like did I
location.
envision Montana? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. That's what I'm asking.
I still thought like a Midwest-ish place.
Okay.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe like a Colorado,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
What about you?
I had Alice and Gus all the way on like PEI, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, East Coast. Get the farthest away you can possibly get from the
Wow,
Ghost
so
River
way
Triangle.
out there.
Yeah. So then when they said Montana, I was like, she's down the street. Like,
Right? Where is the Ghost River Triangle anyway?
it literally like touches a little bit of Montana and goes, a little bit of there going up like Glacier National Park,
Okay.
going up. I believe that's, and then going up into the Canadian Rockies and, hitting like that part, cutting through Calgary a little bit, doesn't go all the way up to Edmonton. Like literally like.
Is this from like, are you remembering this from the map?
Yeah, because I looked at the map from like season 1
okay.
and I was fascinated because I'm a map person. As I can tell, because I'm getting excited. I'm talking faster. I love maps. Like, geography is really cool. Obviously, Pangea. What? Pangea, man. You know,
Throwback.
Throwback to that episode. But no, I think it does dip into Montana, Glacier National Park.
But you had them nowhere near there.
No, I had them on the East Coast. I had them like Anne of Green Gables and Prince Edward Island.
So far away.
So safely away from all the drama.
Oh, but they're pretty close.
But they're down the street. They're literally like...
Yeah, hop, a skip, and a jump away.
Right? So also, were they affected by the fog?
Nah, they're outside of the triangle.
Yeah, but it was like spread. I don't know. Anyways.
No, they're fine.
Okay.
Don't put that out there.
Okay,
take that back.
Sorry. Well,
take it back from the universe.
I take it back. Gus would never let that happen. But sorry, that was my random question tangent.
Not at all.
Yeah, where do we go from here? We keep going.
We keep fighting.
Yeah, where Emily goes, we go.
Absolutely. Truly though.
I
will follow that woman anywhere.
In the non-stalker.
I will watch any show she puts on television.
No restraining orders, blockage on Twitter, anything like that.
Yes, no. Emily, please don't block us.
Emily, please don't block us. But no, seriously. And all of the cast and crew, like, I want to watch every single show, movie that comes out of Alberta.
Yes.
Like, there's some big stuff coming out. One of them was with Robin Wright.
Land.
Yes. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
I want to watch that. Jan.
Oh, Jan.
Yeah. Jan, season 3 is coming out soon. But I wanna watch, everything. I want to support all of these people, the writers, the incredible writers. Yes.
The cast,
the crew, just all of these things. Emily, like, I just want to support them because...
we joke, like a ho ha ha in a non-stalker way, but I do think so many of us genuinely feel that we owe her the world. Like, however could you pay someone back for what she's given us?
Yeah. And,
and it's just her being true to herself and telling stories that she wants to tell, but at the same time, it's affecting our lives in such beautiful and positive ways. So it really is just like, you've managed to give us something we never thought that we would have. And if there's anything we can ever do to support her, we're gonna do it.
I imagine us to be like that video of the little like flock of flamingos that just kind of like
Keeps following.
keep following.
Yeah, just keep going.
Like that's Earpers and Emily. Like, oh, we're going here now. Oh, okay, we're going here now. Oh, we're going here now. Okay, we got you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, going back to what you just said, it just flashed in my head like we didn't know we deserved this.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem there is. We do deserve this. Everyone deserves to see themselves represented in a positive light on television. If you can see that person, you can be that person. And for us, that is seeing us be happy and not killed off or in this really bleak period piece.
Tragic role.
Yeah, we know history has not been kind.
Yeah.
To so many groups of marginalized people, women, people of color, different religions,
queers,
First Nations. I mean, there's a laundry. There's so long. So to see us represented and realize that, no, yeah, heck yeah, we deserve it. And now I just don't really just want to watch regular TV.
Yeah, I'm not settling anymore.
No, I'm not settling anymore.
I refuse to do that.
I want to see a show where we're represented, where
all the time
my mom is represented. I want to see it where everyone I love can see themselves on television, and that truly was Wynonna Earp.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they had,
and it's not hard.
No, it's not hard at all. It's not hard at all.
It just takes the courage from someone to say, that's what I'm going to make.
Yes. And we should not turn on TV and be shocked that there's a positive queer character on there.
Exactly.
Or a strong woman.
Lead. Who's the hero.
We should not be shocked by that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or a man, 100 and however many year old handsome man, get on the back of a motorcycle behind a woman and hold on tight.
Like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it sets the standard, and we're going to continue to be here. We're going to continue to fight alongside all of you. I do want to take a moment to say thank you to all of the original Earpers who have been here from the beginning. I know that this journey is difficult for all of us for a lot of different reasons, but I do recognize and understand that for all of you that have been here from the start, that this is infinitely more difficult and so much harder to process. And I just want you all to know that we're here for you in any way that we can be. We love you. This show, I don't know if we would have ever gotten to see this show if it wasn't for all of you. We most certainly wouldn't have gotten to see the wedding if it wasn't for all of you. So for as much as I credit Emily for writing the story that she wrote, I also credit all of you, because if you didn't fight the way that you did, we wouldn't have gotten that beautiful story. So I just want to say thank you.
Like I think about how insanely amazing season 4 was.
Incredible.
And we would have had none of that if it wasn't for the OG Earpers that have been all in since day one, and the ones that maybe came along the way and allowing us, I guess, pandemic Earpers. I think that would be what we are, pandemic Earpers.
And I think the number, like, just as a side note, I'll let you go, but that number I feel is staggering.
It is. I would agree with that. I've been surprised to read so many stories of people that we've been fighting day in and day out with. They're like, oh, well, I found it during the pandemic. Like,
yeah, oh, well, they're about the same time as us.
Yeah,
roughly.
Like, truly. And then you've got these just amazing people that have been there since the beginning, and I can't even begin to unpack the emotions that they are feeling, and how gracious they are to help everyone else along the way.
Yeah.
And it truly is a testament to the community. And like you said, we are here for you. Let us help you in any way that we can. We will help carry this into season 5 through 20 in a movie.
Yeah.
And then a miniseries.
Yeah, and then spinoffs.
And then a lot of spinoffs.
Yeah.
Because we've actually got some.
What do we got? We've got Kate and Mercedes, and I think that they bump into Rosita along the way.
Yes,
this
please.
is okay. Just disclosure. This is definitely after some more full Wynonna Earp seasons.
Oh yeah, true.
Okay, so we got what, Mercedes and Kate, and then they bump into Rosita. Maybe they go visit the nunnery. You can do with that what you will. I would love a Way Hot Detective spinoff. Just give me Research Waverly and Sheriff Nicole Hot solving cases together.
Okay.
I would watch the shit out of that show.
Okay, I would. Yes, because Way Hot, but I love research. You know this.
I do.
Like, I get so excited over research.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love a research show.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Like, it could go hard and core nerdy on me. Like, yes. Yes, make it really cool. No, oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm here for all the spinoffs in the future after we get more Wynonna Earp.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I could go for like an Antiques Roadshow of Doc and Wynonna, like going across, North America, and like stopping in all these towns and like finding these like random demons or
Here,
like.
What about this one? I'm gonna throw you this. What about a prequel series with Doc and Wyatt and Robert Svane?
Yes.
Would you watch that?
Yes, because I want a time travel episode,
and maybe Julian's there somehow.
Yes.
Yeah, and
yes.
The other, what's his name? The other guardian, Juan Carlo. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I need that. Or I need a time travel episode because I also need Wyatt and Wynonna to meet.
Ooh, yeah.
And there's so many things. And then like obviously like Alice growing up, we need that spinoff.
Absolutely. Teenage Alice.
Yes. And then you've got like
coming to visit her way hot aunts for the summer.
Way hot. Way hot aunts. And
she's gonna volunteer to stay in the barn.
Cousin Rachel. Yeah, that's probably a safe place to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
So many ideas.
Well, Bunny and Nedley.
Oh.
Specifically Bunny. So drunk she thinks she's Jan Arden singing. Like maybe just a
mini series of Bunny Loblaw singing Jan Arden.
Kind of like an Austin City Limits. Okay. Have you ever watched that?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay, like a Purgatory City Limits.
Okay.
And like it's like Bunny like sings every week and then she has a special guest.
Perfect.
So yes.
These are great shows.
Yes. And then I definitely think we need to have a complete spinoff of Jolene's life. like okay, yes. So Waverly is going through life like this. What did Jolene's life look like?
Or pretending she didn't die.
No, like growing up. Like,
as a demon?
What is Jolene's existence?
Well, but wasn't she haunting their mother the entire time?
But yes, but like what else was she doing? Like
you know what?
When her and Waverly were little girls.
Here's my thing. I think I would rather pretend that Jolene didn't die. And what is she living life as now? What is she doing now? Is she in other cabins? Like, I just need to know. Is she wearing flannel all the time?
Isn't that like a movie, like a Cabin in the Woods? Like,
yeah. Like people just stumble upon Jolene's cabin. Can I be one of them?
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is? I don't think Zoe Palmer would want to stumble upon Jolene's cabin.
That's true. That's
fine.
Like, I will volunteer as tribute.
Oh my God. Please give me wings.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very hopeful. We're all gonna continue fighting. Nobody's going anywhere. We're here for you guys. We're here with you guys. We're planning to continue the podcast.
Yep.
We won't have new episodes to go over. We'll have some different stuff planned. Maybe talk about things on a broader scale.
Mm-hmm.
Get into some more stuff about ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. Talk about some nerdy stuff.
Oh yeah.
If you have suggestions,
absolutely would love suggestions.
Slide into our DMs. Tell us. We'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What is one thing you are manifesting for season 5?
Ooh. Like something I'd like to see in season 5.
Something you'd like to see. Or a burning question that you have. Like something that did not get answered.
that I would like to have an answer to.
Yes.
Um, my burning it's not a real burning question. My burning question is, can I meet the woman who told Jeremy that he had to come back to work on Tuesday?
You know, that she deserves
Mm,
an award. That was some good voice acting
it
right there.
was. It was.
It was really good. Like, honestly, I didn't realize it was Emily at first.
Me either.
Like, until I was like, oh my God, that was Emily. And then now every single time I hear it, I'm like, oh, it was Emily.
Yeah.
But also, like, she was so good that I was like, I would be terrified if Emily called and was my boss and was like,
Oh yeah.
you need to be to work. I'd be like, yes, ma'am, I'll be right there.
Right.
I'm on my way.
But if I'm manifesting something for season 5,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to surprise you. I just want to see Way Hot married. I would just want to see them existing in the world as wife and wife. I don't think there's anything specific that I'm wanting from them. I just want to watch them be, I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
The little moments, just the nuances of daily life with each other. Like I mean, I love everything else about the show, but I think that those little moments, and even Kat and Dom have talked about it in panels, like they're such a big deal, and they're not, they don't make a fuss about them. Like, it's not this big thing, but it's just so beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
So I would just love to see more of that. Absolutely. What about you? Burning question, manifestation.
Okay, burning question. Well, this is
Where is Bunny Loblaw?
Yes, pretty much. No, actually, I want to know what Doc thought about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because I've been there.
Oh. Why is it always? It's always Doc, isn't
it? It's always John
I shouldn't
Henry.
have been surprised.
Like, it's you. It's always Way Hot.
Yeah.
Me, it's always John Henry, and I'm really leaning into that.
You know what? Go for it.
I really I didn't know. I love John Henry, but I want to know who was his favorite. Like, obviously, it was
Freddie Mercury.
Like, was he all about Queen in there, or did he find some Paul McCartney and was the Beatles? Like, I want to know.
Okay, good burning question. Now, what's your manifestation?
My manifestation is seeing John Henry as a father.
Wow. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there it is. But I've been saying that for a long time.
You have, that's true.
But I would love to see that. But yeah, obviously, I want the Way Hot domestic scenes. But I also want to see how Nicole handles being the Shield.
Yes,
and what that looks like, and what does this new purgatory look like, where she's doing things differently, and everyone is welcome,
coexisting.
Yes. Yeah. I want that sign, by the way.
Me too.
I can't wait till somebody jumps on Etsy and starts making them, because I can make the book part, but I can't paint that. That is beautiful. So
yes,
I'm waiting for whoever's artistic out there. I'm waiting for you to set up your Etsy shop if you haven't already. DM us. We will buy multiple because I definitely want one. I'll give you the dimensions for the front door.
Perfect.
Yes.
But okay, good question. But just to kind of round it out, 412 was magic. It was incredible. It was everything I could have asked for in a season-ending episode.
It was perfect.
It was. We have no intentions of giving up our fight. We're going to be here with you guys every step of the way. If there's things you want to see from us, if there's other things you'd like us to do to interact with you all, let us know. We'll do our best. And we love you all, and stay safe.
Absolutely. We love you guys, and thank you so much for allowing us to be on this journey with you.
Absolutely.
We are forever grateful.
We are. And with that, until next time, broadcast adjourned.